Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Thursday, January 11th, 2017 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is expansion comes through moment to moment dedication to my purpose. And today we have Mercury newly shifted from Sagittarius into Capricorn. And today for a nice portion of the day, we have Mercury at 0 degrees. Anytime Mercury makes a shift of signs, it can feel like a mini Mercury retrograde. And while Mercury is at 0 degrees, sometimes communications and technology does not flow as smoothly as we would always like it to be. So just take it easy knowing Mercury is about to, pick up the pace, get moving. In fact, Mercury will be making a connection to Saturn tomorrow, and I think that's really going to be very instrumental in bringing some things around. But, for the moment, while we're dealing with that 0 degree Mercury energy, take everything with a grain of salt and realize it's coming along. It's coming along. That being said, we have strong lunar influence today. In fact, all of the connections that I am looking at today are all lunar. We have the moon in Scorpio. So this moon in Scorpio is furthering the agenda of all the Pluto work we did earlier this week. If you are somebody who had suddenly, out of the blue, shadows and other stuff to deal with, that was the Pluto connections, and Scorpio is co-ruled by Pluto. So there may be some more shadows that are coming up to be worked through. That being said, the connections with the moon today are all very positive, easy, harmonious, supportive connections. So even if you have to face a shadow, there is light at the end of that tunnel, and I feel like the astro is really supporting us in getting into that light. Before we get into all the lunar transits, we are in a 21 degree day. The sun is at 21 degrees, so that is expansion energy. We are expanding today. Now we go 21 to 22. 22 is that revolution, evolution. It's a master number. So sometimes as we expand, we hit blocks, and that may be where some of these shadows come, some of those blocks that we have to face and be willing to evolve and revolutionize through. So just be aware that that is coming up. But today is about that expansion. And expansion comes through that dedication to our purpose. Let that be the main line. Let that be your focal point, your consciousness draw. That's like the image I'm getting, the consciousness draw that keeps moving you forward. All right, so we begin the day with the moon conjunct Jupiter. So moon amping up the Jupiter energy. Jupiter moving through Scorpio is bringing us the expansion of the lightest light and the darkest dark. So with this connection, it's just a call. Hey, is there anything that's coming up, any shadows that are coming up that we need to address? This connection is happening at 18 degrees. That's 9 energy. So this may be about your desire and your motivations. Of course, we have shadows around our desire and motivations. A lot of desire and motivations isn't just pure soul. A lot of times over the years, we've gathered ego around it. So just be really vigilant. Okay, is this true soul blueprint stuff, or is there some ego that's going on here? And if there's some ego, hey, can I shed this? Okay, I can shed this. Helping us shed that is the connection between the moon and Pluto. That's at 19 degrees. That's 10 energy. When we know our worth, when we know the worth of that soul blueprint, it's going to be ego to shed the ego stuff, because suddenly that's not going to matter. Like, oh, that's not what the point is. The point is this. The point is this glow. The point is this feeling. Yes. So that'll be a nice support. I also love looking at breaking down the number 19. The one energy connects us to our heart and draws us forward. And then the 9 energy is like, hey, there's completion, there's stuff to let go, but still connect into your passion. So it's heart and passion that reminds us this is what's worth it. The ego stuff, that's not what's worth it. The heart, the passion, that soul motivation, that's the truest draw. Speaking of motivation, the next connection is the moon in Scorpio connecting to Mars. Mars in Scorpio has us being driven forward. This is 20 degrees. Are you nurturing this drive? Is this drive helping you be and do on purpose? Look into it. And again, notice, are you nurturing the drive? Are you nurturing the authentic? Or is there a part of you that's nurturing the ego? The ego loves to be nurtured. I mean, who doesn't? So just be very aware and vigilant of that. Next connection, told you, this moon is busy moon. It's just like bing, 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 degree after degree. The next connection is the sun with the moon. So the sun, here again, sun in Capricorn, drawing us deeper into our purpose, helping us be on our A game. And the moon in Scorpio is like, okay, here's your A game, but here's the B game and here's the C game. And these are these things. Here's the B game, C game, D game, F game. These are the things that we need to sort through. I have really beautiful cards, but these are the things. These are some of the shadows that are coming up. We're exhausted. It can be hard work. Like, the work is constant. So there may be some exhaustion. This is a card that's saying, know what to set down. And I'm telling you from this astro today, what I'm getting, what you need to set down, maybe some of that ego stuff. Some of that ego stuff, some of that mental stuff, some of that guilt, some of these feelings, because that's what's leading to any postponement. That's what's holding you back from that fulfillment that you're moving into. I have this sitting at my bedside, and it's like your motivation, tuning into your motivation, being clear with your motivation is what brings you fulfillment. The ego is not going to bring you fulfillment, but being connected to that pure soul, purpose, blueprint, motivation, that's going to feel fulfilling. But there's just some things to set down first. So just be aware of that. That sun-moon connection, it is expansive in its nature. It is drawing us deeper into our own personal expansion process. Our own personal expansion of our light, of our settling in, of what we came to do and be. Final connection with the moon is the moon connecting to Venus. That is 22 degrees. And so that 22 degrees, revolution, evolution, but mastery, there may be some worth stuff. You still may be playing the society game, which is feeding that ego stuff. So we have an opportunity to recognize it, recognize the shadow with that moon in Capricorn, and then shift it. Revolution, evolution, but the process is within yourself. It's not about telling the world, don't expect that of me, or blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh wait, who am I? This is how I'm going to show up, and this is enough. Bam, right there. Om Bhavam Namah, I am absolute existence. So we move from that with the moon shifting into Sagittarius. All those things are actually happening fairly early in the day. All of those things that we just talked about, they all happen within the AM hours, and then we have a very quiet afternoon. So it may be with Mercury still at 0 degrees, not yet quite moving forward in Capricorn. It's moving forward, but still getting its bearing in Capricorn. Between that and then the moon preparing to shift, it may be kind of a quiet afternoon. Take it easy. Do these shadow works because we are building into the dark of the moon. So there's no time like the present to do that work. So we have at 11:04 p.m., moon shifting into Sagittarius, and that will take us into the dark of the moon. Are you remembering the Sagittarius lessons? Are you remembering the lesson of moment to moment? This moment counts, and the lessons, the impulses, the instigation of this moment is so important for taking you into where you want to be. So to finish up, we got some things to sit down because the things are postponed, but the mind, the guilt, the exhaustion, this is what's leading to the postponement. This can shift fairly quickly if we can get into the essence, the shining light essence of who we are. And how are we going to get there? By being playful, by being true to our innocence, that heart-centered nature. So get into the play, especially if you're feeling any of this. Find something joyful. Find something joyful, connect to that, and let it move you. The other card I have from the Akashic Tarot is actually the King of Keys in reverse. It says you may have some difficulties. Let's see. The success you seek may be eluding you right now, or you may be making a great effort without seeing a payoff. At this time, focus on understanding how your life's purpose, your purpose energy, can complement your directives. When you have clarity, you will know what actions to undertake. Let's see. The Akashic force for this is close your eyes, feel yourself step into an important position of power. You become the King of Keys and you feel yourself straighten and lift with a new strength and authority. As you survey your world, decide which part of your life you would like to approach with a greater sense of rulership. But I'm really feeling more than rulership, a greater sense of ownership of your vibrational nature in it, of your purpose, and of how you are meant to show up in it. What is your responsibility of that? Step up with that, with the King of Keys energy, and that will also help you. And have fun with it. Play with it. All right, so that is it for today. Book a reading if you want to dive deeper into your personal chart. The better it gets, the better it gets. And there is enough love in the world for you. I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.